Welcome to the Self-Reliant Living Show, where we talk all about a self-reliant lifestyle to save money, live greener, eat healthier, and be prepared for anything so you can take care of the ones you love in good times and bad. I'm your host, Jennifer Osich, a homeschooling mom of 3 boys. I'm the author of the Preparedness Planner series, and my husband and I are the lead teachers of Self-Reliant School, a website dedicated to giving you the skills and confidence to take care of yourself and your community. Be sure to stop by and pick up your free videos from inside Self-Reliant School that will get you started growing, cooking, and preserving your own food today. You can pick these up at selfreliantschool.com/free. Now, on with the show. My 10 favorite ways to use essential oil. So come in and tell me what your favorite ways are, and you'll have a minute because I'm going to go over a few things. So go ahead and tell me some things or some ways that you like to use essential oil, and you can share that with me and with everybody else. That would be wonderful. Okay, the first thing I want to do is to go over what essential oils are, because I think that there's so much information about the subject out there that it is kind of confusing. So if you've never heard of essential oils, this will probably be helpful for you. Okay, so essential oils are not what you think of when you think of oil. Because when you think of oil, you think of something like cooking oil that's heavy and greasy, or maybe motor oil that's, again, heavy and greasy. Essential oils aren't like that at all. Basically, they are an extraction, usually from distilling different plants, and then that liquid that's distilled is then concentrated down into what we call essential oils. So it doesn't always have to be distillation, but it can be expressed. And so, but the point is that the liquid comes from the plant or the root. So that is basically what essential oils are. They're not what you think of when you think of oils, and they're not heavy or greasy or anything like that. Okay, and then another thing that might be kind of confusing out there is that some oils are more difficult. Can't talk today. I can never talk. I don't even know why I try. Just go on, right? Some oils are more difficult to extract than others, or extract. See, I told you I couldn't talk. Extract than others, and that's why you see huge price differences. And you can think of something like frankincense or lavender, because lavender is more, I guess, reasonably priced, if for lack of a better term, but it's not as expensive as, say, something like frankincense. And the reason for that is that frankincense is more rare, and it's harder to get the oil out of that plant. So that is the reason that you see the huge price difference. And there is others that are like that too. Myrrh is more expensive, and there's others that they even go way beyond even, they go way beyond what I can afford, and I'm sure what other people can afford. It just depends on what your needs are and what your budget is. But the thing is that there are all different price levels, and so, but that's the reason for that. It's not that somebody's trying to take you for a ride or anything like that. Okay, here's a question that I get asked a lot, and that is, well, essential oil, isn't that just kind of snake oil? I mean, can it really help you at all? Well, that's a good question, and it depends on who you talk to. Because there is, a lot of information out there. Like I said, this would be a great time to tell you that I am not a medical doctor, and oils have not been evaluated by the FDA. So what I am telling you is just from personal experience. So just to get that little disclaimer out of the way. But it depends on who you talk to in terms of whether people think that they're snake oil or not. Okay, so you should always talk to your physician. More about that disclaimer there. But here are the facts. People have been using essential oil for thousands of years. And you can think frankincense and myrrh, they're mentioned in the New Testament. So that's how long, and even before that, but that, that's a reference as to how long we have been using essential oil as humans. Okay, and then many people have noticed that their health and their mood improves when they use these oils. So those are facts. I mean, that, you can't argue that too much. Now, I think there is a correlation between health and using essential oil. And modern medicine, they are doing studies today on things like garlic, ginger, frankincense. They're actually doing scientific studies on these different oils to see if there's really anything to it, because they see the same correlation. And I think just because they haven't come out with, a scientific step-by-step, this is how it works, doesn't mean that it doesn't work. I think that, like I said, for thousands of years, people have noticed an improvement with their health when they incorporate essential oils into their life. So, and we're learning that over-the-counter medications and then even stronger medications have really bad side effects. Not all of them, but a good many of them. So I think that when there's a natural remedy that you can incorporate into your life, maybe to keep away some of those prescription medications, then that might be a better alternative. Now, I'm not going to say that that natural remedies never have adverse side effects. Some of them do. So it is really important that you understand what you're doing and what you're using. But I think it's less common. Okay, so do I think essential oils are snake oil? I don't think that they're going to cure cancer. I don't think that they're going to cure Ebola or any other aggressive virus. But I do think that they can help with chronic conditions. And so I don't think that they are snake oil. I think that you need to put it in perspective, and then you act appropriately and apply them to the areas in your life where they can make a difference. Okay, so keep in mind a few things about essential oils, because this will help you understand that they're not a cure-all. All right, so plants make these oils inside of their system, and they do that for them. They don't do it for us. They do it because there's a lot of different applications that they use their own essential oil for. Some is to attract pollinators, some is to act as an antifungal or be antifungal for the plant itself, so that it's part of its immune system. Okay, so plants haven't created these essential oils for us. They created them for their own use. Okay, so, however, like I said, I believe that they are biblical, and I will give you a verse from the New Testament, Revelation 22:2, and I'm just going to read that to you really quick. It says, down the middle of the main street of the city, on the other side of the river, stood a tree of life, providing 12 kinds of fruit and yielding a fresh crop for each month. And the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations. So I think that they were put here for a reason. I think they were put here for the plants, because they're making them for a reason, but I think they're also here because God put them here for us to use as well and utilize, because He gave us dominion over animals and over plants. Okay, so I personally think that they will work if you're using them in tune with nature and with your own immune system and your own healing system. So, it's one of those things where you kind of have to understand what's going on, and you have to understand it's not a cure-all. But can it help? I think it can. Okay, so if you start using essential oil, does that mean that you never have to go to the doctor again? Right? Is it a cure-all for everything? And I've already said this, but I'll just say it again. No, it's not. But I think that if you do incorporate essential oils into some parts of your life, then the news that you get at the doctor will be better. Okay. And I really think at some point that modern medicine is going to have to embrace natural medicine, and then vice versa. The people that are purist and only think about natural medicine, and they think that conventional medicine is just not natural and not right. I think at some point there's going to have to be a marriage between the two concepts and the two belief systems, because like I said, I think God gave us plants, and then I also think he gave us minds, right, to think about science and conventional medicine. So I think both are valuable. You just have to put them in balance. Okay, so I'm going to look at the comments and there's a lot of people sharing about their essential oils and how they're using them. So that is wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to go on and talk about whether essential oils are sustainable. So if you are in the comment section, you can let me know, do you think that they are sustainable? And so I'm just going to look and see. I've got a lot of comments. Looks like some people are talking amongst themselves, and that's great. I love that. That means we're a community, and I just love being part of that. Okay, so let me go on and talk about whether essential oils are sustainable. The answer is yes and no. So let me explain. They are not sustainable. I mean, it's just like any other plant. They're not sustainable if you're getting your essential oil from a plant that's not grown in your area. It's simple as that, because you're going to have that shipped in some way. So if there was an emergency, or if there was, something were to happen, and then if you want to be environmentally friendly completely 100%, then you would stick with essential oils that are only grown locally. I don't believe you have to do that. Like in this day and age, I think that you can get a lot of benefit out of a really little bottle of essential oil, and that you can get different plants from different areas, and it's not as environmentally unfriendly, say, as some other things that are shipped in. Okay, but having said that, they're not sustainable in that sense, that if you're having them shipped in from plants that don't grow in your area. But then again, they are sustainable if you do grow that particular plant in your area, then they are completely sustainable, because you can get the oil from them, and you don't have all of the shipping and the fossil fuels used, and you can get them anytime because they're in your local area. So they can be stored. And again, there's a lot of misinformation out there about how they can be stored and how long they can be stored. They can be stored for a good long while. I'm not going to give you a definite 1 year or 2 years, or I'm not going to give you a definite time that they're going to expire, because it depends on your environment, it depends on where you're keeping them and all of that. So let me just give you a few tricks for storing them. They need to be stored in a cool, dry place. You need to make sure that they're in a dark bottle so that the light doesn't get to them. And then you need to make sure that they're not stored with the dropper. And I've learned this the hard way. If you put a dropper in the bottle, then don't store it like that. Just put as much as you need in there to get it out, and then put it back in another bottle, or change the cap back to one like this. Because over time, this little rubber thing that's on the top of these dropper bottles will deteriorate. So don't store it with the dropper top on there. And then just be aware that they will deteriorate over time. So if you have oils that are older, they just might not be as potent. So it's not that they're going to turn into poison or anything, but they just might stop working as well as you would like. Okay, so let me go on and look at the comments. Okay, so there's still lots of people there and talking. That's great. I just love that. Okay, hi Casey. And I said hi, Shelly. Okay, so let me go on and talk about multi-level marketing. And if anybody is in a multi-level marketing company, I am not directing any negativity towards you. So rest assured, this is not anything against you. And I even have friends that think differently than I do, but I did want to share my opinion. Okay, so it's hard to talk about essential oils today without talking about multi-level marketing because there are many popular companies and that's how they're structured. Right, so again, I'm not here to bash anyone's business, and good for you if you have had success with multi-level marketing. But I do want to let people know that if you do buy from multi-level marketing companies, then you're probably not getting the best price. And I know that they will talk about quality and all of that stuff, and I don't doubt that there's quality with those oils. But the thing is that if you do buy from a multi-level marketing company, then there's a middleman, and that person has to get paid. So you're probably paying an inflated price for your oils. So I use Spark Naturals. I think that you could see my bottle here. If you are on iTunes, if you're listening in your earbuds, Spark Naturals is the oil of my choice, and that is not a multi-level marketing company. Everybody pays the same price, and there's not any quantities that you have to buy or anything like that. Okay, so again, I'm not insulting anyone, and I'm just exerting my opinion. And also, for people who don't know about essential oils, I just wanted to throw that out there because undoubtedly you'll run into some multi-level marketing companies. So I happen to believe that that's not a good business structure, but again, I'm not bashing anyone who has success with that. Like I said, I have friends that have different opinions than I do, but again, I'm allowed to express my opinion, and so take that for what it's worth. Okay, so another thing that I get asked a lot is, what is a carrier oil? Okay, well, this kind of oil, it can be different kinds. It can be an olive oil or coconut oil or something like that. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your oil, because it's super concentrated, and then you're going to put a couple of drops into a carrier oil, which just means it's like a base for your application. So if you're using it for massage or something like that, then you would put a couple of drops of the essential oil into a large amount of the carrier oil. So that's what is meant by carrier oil. Carrier oil in and of itself is not an essential oil. Okay, so are essential oils better than other herbal or natural remedies? Well, it depends. It depends, and I'm assuming by herbal and natural remedies that we're talking about like tinctures and infusions. So it really just depends on what you're comfortable with. It depends if you're comfortable with ingesting essential oils. Some people, including myself, are reluctant to ingest some essential oils. Some I feel are okay, others not so much. And so I'm not going to go into those details, but I just want to let you know that usually tinctures and infusions you ingest, and then essential oils, there's some debate there as to whether it's okay to ingest them. Some of them it is definitely not okay to ingest. And I believe some are, but like I said, I'm not going to go into a list of those right now. I just want to let you know that do your research when you are getting into and exploring, experimenting with essential oils, so you know which oils are okay and which oils are not. Okay, so now my 10 favorite ways to use essential oil. Okay, so go ahead and in the comments, please tell me what your favorite ways are to use essential oil. And then I'm just going to start with my list. Okay, for the first one, peppermint oil. I love to use peppermint oil if I have a headache. I just put a little bit in a carrier oil and then rub it on my temple or rub it on the back of my neck, and that seems to help a lot with attention headaches and getting a headache if you're tired, something like that. Okay, my second favorite way to use essential oil is to use frankincense, and I use it for perfume because I'm an old soul and I just love that traditional smell. Like I said before, it's biblical, so it just makes me feel really good. So I use frankincense for perfume. But there are a lot of other uses for it too. So I don't want to say that about all of these oils. There's different uses and different people use them different ways. But these are just my favorite ways to use them. Okay, so I use myrrh as well, and I use that in homemade lotions. So myrrh is really good for your skin. So I put that in some lotions, and that also gives you a great scent, and I love that. Then lavender. Okay, so lavender is like, I've heard it called the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because it does so many things. And it's calming and it does all kinds of things. But my favorite way to use it is in homemade cleaner because it just gives such a fresh smell, and I love to make my own cleaners, and so I put it in homemade cleaner. Okay, so grapefruit oil. That I use as a pick-me-up because I love to diffuse a couple of drops of grapefruit oil and frankincense together, and that just gives me kind of a I don't know, it just lifts my spirits, and it's aromatherapy, so that's what it does for me. Tea tree oil, that is number 6, and I use that in my laundry because I have boys, and they have some really potent laundry sometimes, and so if I put it with a little bit of vinegar, I put some tea tree oil in the vinegar and put that in with their laundry, that works wonders. Number 7 is to diffuse peppermint oil and orange oil for concentration. If I sit down and I'm ready to write or ready to get to work and I might be a little bit draggy or whatever, I'll put that in my diffuser, and again, that just kind of perks me up and I think hones concentration, or at least it does for me. So that's one of my favorite ways to use it. Ginger essential oil I use for nausea. That also works for seasickness because I get horrible, very bad seasickness, and that helps immensely with that. Then number 9, I use essential oil for insect repellent, and I have a post, and I will link to that in the show notes about how to make your own. But I have a blend that I like from Spark Naturals, and I just mix that. It's actually right here. This is Nature Outdoor, and I use it in some witch hazel, and I'll put it in a spray bottle, and then I will put it on me. I also put it on my dogs when they go out because I don't want them to bring mosquitoes or other bugs in, and that helps immensely. And then carrot seed oil, I use that in hard lotion. So I have a post on how to make hard lotion, and I will link to that in the show notes. But that carrot seed oil is great for your skin, so I love to use it for hard lotion. Okay, so, oh yes, lavender oil for cuts. Laura's telling me that is a great use. Oh, and you guys are just sharing. That's wonderful. I love this. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so I want to give you a couple of resources before I let you guys go and make a couple of announcements. The resources for essential oil, the 2 that I use, that I go to all the time. The first one is the Complete Book of Essential Oil and Aromatherapy. I love this book. They are coming out with a revised version, so if you don't yet have it, then you might wait for that. Or you might be able to pick the older one up at a discount because there's a new one coming out. Then the second thing that I use over and over again is my essential oil preparedness planner. And I created this because I needed something to keep track of my oils because I have several, and I was like, well, I don't know if I have this one or this one and how much of this I have or whatever. And then there's all kinds of different blends that I wanted to keep track of. So I actually created that planner for myself, and then I have found that it has helped others too. So that is the 2 go-to resources that I use for essential oils. And so what are your favorite resources? You can tell me in the comments. I would love to hear about those. Okay, so speaking of which, here is another great resource that I wanted to tell you about, and it is free to sign up. They are having a essential oil summit, and this is by Health Talks, and I highly recommend them. They've given other talks, so I know that it's organized really well, and I know that the people speaking are top notch. Okay, so the summit is called Essential Oil Revolution 2. And you can go and sign up, and it's completely free. It's a summit, and you'll have access to those talks. I think it's like 24 hours from the day they were released or something like that. It's a short amount of time, and you'll have access to those talks. And you can sort of, try it before you buy it. If you find them useful, whatever, you can go ahead and purchase the summit. So you will have those talks and resources for later use or to watch on your own time, because I know that it's a lot of information really fast. So you can purchase the summit if you feel like that's something that would be helpful to you. And then this year, what I'm doing is, if you go ahead and purchase the summit, then I am going to go ahead and give you my Preparedness Planner Essential Oil Edition. So just all you need to do is email me your receipt, and I will get that planner to you. So if you sign up for that using my link, then I will give you my planner, because I think that is just something that if you're interested in essential oils, you just need to have that. And I know I needed something like that, and I was overwhelmed, so I think that will help quite a bit. Okay, so like I said, all you need to do is email me your receipt if you sign up and purchase through my link. Okay, and again, I want to tell you that link to sign up, like I said, sign up for free first, and like I said, if you decide it's something that you want, you can go ahead and purchase it. But the link to sign up for free, to kind of try it before you buy it, is selfreliantschool.com/EO Summit. So you can go there, that's the link that you can sign up with, and then, like I said, see what you think about those talks and the subject matter that they're talking about, how to use essential oils and whatnot. Okay, so here is the second announcement that I want to make, and that is that I am giving away a diffuser. And let me hold it up for you guys to see. If you're listening on iTunes, I'm just holding up an essential oil diffuser. This is from Spark Naturals, and this is going to be a super short giveaway. This is my way of saying thank you for watching today. And so we are going to give this away, and it's going to end, I think it's going to end today. So it'll be 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're watching this, go ahead and use the link, selfreliantschool.com/diffuser to sign up. I don't think that's going to go live until the show ends, so go ahead and head over there after it ends. Oh, Bill's over here telling me, no, it's up. Okay, so it's up, but just hold on just 2 seconds before you go, because we're almost done anyway. May as well just hang on. But this is what I'm giving away. I want to show that one more time. And like I said, if you're on the replay and you've missed the giveaway, don't worry, we are planning a lot of giveaways in the next couple of months. So just be aware of that, and so try and catch us live when you can, or at least the day of, so that you can take advantage of those giveaways and enter those. Okay, so final thoughts so you can get over and enter the giveaway. So like with anything, I feel like that you need to use common sense when you are using essential oils. It's not a miracle cure by any means, but I think that if you use them with the prior knowledge and some research, that they can be effective in your life. So I want to introduce myself again in case you're coming in the middle of this broadcast. I am Jennifer Osach, and I teach along with my husband over at selfreliantschool.com. And we have some free videos to give you over there. So while you're signing up for the giveaway, you can also sign up for free videos, and we would love to share those with you. That's our free gift to you. And so now you can head on over there and enter the giveaway, and I hope that everybody has the best of luck there. Okay, so remember, being self-reliant is not about being selfish. It's not about just you. It is about taking care of yourself so you can take care of the ones you need, or you love, and that you need, right? So take care until we talk again. I'm so glad you could join me today. Here's what to do next. head over to selfreliantlife.tv to pick up the show notes for this episode and to watch replays of older episodes. To go directly to the show notes for this episode, go to selfreliantlife.tv and then without a space, type a slash and then the number of today's episode. You can watch this show live every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, live on Facebook or the Periscope app. Don't forget to stop by selfreliantschool.com/free to get your free Self-Reliant School videos that will help you get started living a self-reliant life. Also, if you're listening to this show as a podcast and you've liked what you've heard today, please subscribe through Stitcher, iTunes, or your favorite podcast app. If you're on a mobile device, just search for the Self-Reliant Living Show. If you're on a laptop or desktop, just go to selfreliantlife.tv/iTunes. And while you're there, please leave a review. I love to hear from you. You leaving feedback makes it easier for others that are interested in living a self-reliant life to find my podcast. Take care until we talk again.